Well, an old place that was definitely made new again. Well, welcome to Finding America. It is really nice to see you here. Now, this episode finds me back at that amazing old Victorian mansion on the hill. And frankly, how could I not be? The place is spectacular and full of history. But I will say, after 5 years of hunting that place really hard, with many machines, several different coils, all kinds of different programs, different approaches, the finds have dried up quite a bit there. That is, until I got the Minelab Equinox 900. Well, I have to say, being back out there with the Equinox 900 has basically kind of rekindled a long love affair I've had with this property. The 900 is amazing in iron, and it's already pulled out some great finds, as you saw in last week's episode. Now, one thing to keep in mind while you're watching this episode is I am using no custom programs, no special settings whatsoever. I'm using factory presets, and I'm using the factory Park 1 program. Now, I tell you, all I do when I get out there is turn the machine on, noise cancel, ground balance, and off I go with amazing results. Well, I'm back here at the old mansion on the hill, and continuing where I left off. I've been hunting about 15 minutes, just different pieces of rust and a couple of huge nails, and then I finally got about a 58 signal here. I dug down and I got a nice early weedy. Went ahead and cleaned it off with the Andre pencil. It's actually a pretty cool date. It's 1918 with the San Francisco mint mark, so that's pretty darn cool, and my first good find. Hopefully, there'll be more to come. Well, next thing was a 75, and it's a bottle cap, but kind of an unusual one. The Calvert Distilling Company. I have never seen that. So might want to look it up, see if it's got any age to it, but it's definitely a pretty cool looking bottle cap. Well, this one was giving me an 85, and I got a toy car. It seems like I can't go anywhere without finding one of those. Looks like it's a Buick LeSabre Matchbox. Yeah, it looks like 1987. So pretty cool. Looks like a race car of some kind. I'll get it cleaned up later. We'll get a better look at it. But hey, it's almost 40 years old. Eesh, it's starting to feel really old now. Well, this one was giving me a 52, about 8 inches down. I popped it out and I'm like, holy cow, recognize this one right away. And check it out. I wonder if it's identical to the one I got last week. This is a Victorian era picture hanger, the type that slipped over the picture rail. And this one is complete, although it's smushed quite a bit. But you can see this was a portion that would have slipped behind the picture rail. So I'll get it cleaned up, see what kind of design this one has. But very happy to get this. The one I got last week I gave to the homeowner because she actually has an original picture from the late 1800s of one of the rooms using this type of hanger. So very cool. She has quite the collection of old family stuff that I found over the past, gosh, I guess it's almost 5 years now I've been hunting here. Well, I was getting a nice repeatable 47. Decided to go ahead and dig down. And I cut the plug. As soon as I flipped the plug, I'm like, what the heck? And then I realized what it was. But I've never seen one sitting in the ground like that. That is a remains of an old pocket knife. Yep. There you can see the shield there. Definitely seen better days, but that's a cool old find. Well, this one was giving me a beautiful high tone, a 98, and I was hoping for some kind of big silver coin, but it turned out to be a button. Let me show it to you. It's right there, and it kind of flipped out. I can see the back of it, and when I finish flipping around, let's see, oh, it's two-piece. Look at the shank on this. Perfect. Oh, nice. Got an old Great Seal button. So, probably World War I or World War II variety. I don't know until I get it cleaned up. But that thing is actually in perfect condition. Look at that. Perfect shank. Absolutely perfect. Straight, upright. So, let me get some water on this, get it brushed off, and I'll be right back. Well, there it is. Very nice Great Seal coat button. Still can't really tell what the vintage is. It's got a little bit of crust on the back. I'll have to clean off, get the back mark, but that's awesome though. Great find, and yeah, another really great find. Made with the Equinox and that smoke oil. I've been over this area more times than I can count, so very happy to have gotten that. Well, this is a pretty cool little hole right here. I was getting anywhere from a 55 to a 71, depending on which way I was going. And let me show you. That's pretty cool. That is some kind of a, it's almost like pop metal. It's very light, but it's some type of very old utensil. And it's the end of the handle. But what was really wild is I got this even when this was in the same hole. So I tell you, the 900 is really amazing me when it's working in iron. And this whole area near the carriage house is loaded with iron. Nails, spikes, pieces of horseshoes, and just you name it, it's all here. And to be able to separate that and give me a nice signal when that is right on top of it, that's pretty amazing. Well, I love it. We have another mystery solved this week, thanks to all of you watching last week. You might remember the pair of old chrome brackets that I found in last week's episode. Well, a ton of you out there responded to this one, but the very first to let me know were Andrew Orr and Leo Bauer, who both said that these were vintage curtain rod or towel bar brackets. And believe it or not, I even found an exact match online. So a huge thank you goes out to all of you from me, who all helped to make last week's mystery find this week's mystery solved. Well, just doing a couple rows next to the old carriage house, And just going along, started another row, and I got a nice 57 signal. So I went ahead and dug it. Said it was still in the hole, and I checked it with the pinpointer. And I gave it a little pop, and something interesting popped out. You see that sitting in the dirt right there? That is, don't know what it is, but it certainly looked interesting. Oh, that's cool. I think I have a clock winding key. Oh my gosh, look at the patina on this one. Ooh, that is beautiful. Look at that. Oh man, that's awesome. Jeez. Beautiful. I wish I could see what the clock looked like, because the key is pretty spectacular. So there you go. Not quite the same patina on this side. I guess it depends on which side was facing up or down. But isn't that awesome? Yeah, it's definitely like a grandfather clock. Ah, that is so cool. I would definitely put that late 1800s, early 1900s, somewhere in there. Yeah, that is just awesome. Well, this is a nice surprise. When I got the signal, it was giving me a 61 to 64, and it was about 8 inches down, and I dug down right down there, and then I threw it up on the cloth, and look how it landed. You gotta love a good landing. I think I have another Great Seal button. Isn't that amazing? Wow. And I tell you, this one's here, and then the other one was up here. But this right here, yeah, that's a closed pull, clothesline pull. So, yep, could be some soldier was having his laundry done when he was visiting home, and lost a few buttons in the process. Never know, but very cool. And I'll get this one cleaned up later. But that's great. That is so awesome. 2 in 1 day. Not too bad. Well, this next one was ringing in at about 58 to 61. It turned out it was in the plug. I started to pull it, and I'm like, ooh, that's kind of cool. I wanted to show it to y'all. It might be more complete than we usually dig. Let's see. Yeah, check that out. That is a decent portion of a harmonica. You can see the reed plate there and the cover. So very cool. Don't usually find them like that. And I'll get it cleaned up. Hopefully I maintain it in one piece through the rest of the day. I'm going to find a rock to put it on somewhere. Keep it safe. These are pretty fragile, but that's a neat find. Just had to show you that one. Well, I've just been doing row by row by row down from the carriage house, and this one gave me a 72. I'm getting close to my last rows here, and then I will probably go further up this hill, and I've got some other area over here I need to do row by row. But this one's giving me a 72, and I don't usually film these, but I don't know, I just thought I would this time. It's a ball jar lid, a little different than one I've seen before. So I thought I would go ahead, take it home, and see if I could date it. I've got a pretty good chart that helps you date these, and I'll throw that up in the video right after this too. And I'll get this cleaned up, get you a better look at it, and show you the chart that I use to help date these. Well, this next one was giving me a 34. I'm just taking everything, and I popped the plug and I looked in the hole and I'm like, what in the world is that? So I just grabbed the camera and show you what this is. It looks familiar to me. It's got all these needles or pins or, oh man. It's in the back of my head right now. I actually know what this is, but I can't place it right now. I'll probably figure it out after I get home, and luckily for you is you won't have to wait that long. It should be a few seconds, but isn't that wild? That's a pretty cool find right there. Well, this one was giving me a signal close to 70s. Out of the hole, it was giving me a 61. Not very deep, is in the plug. And it turns out to be a nice, well, I wouldn't say nice. It's about the crustiest weed I've had in a while. But it's a 1917 Philadelphia mint. So I'm very happy to have that. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get this one much cleaner, but I will definitely take it. Well, this is starting to become a weekly thing. I do find a lot of them around here, but I do a lot of hunting around the railroad tracks. So I do have a good portion of a railroad spike, which I'm always happy to see. And here comes another cool train picture. Well, this one was giving me a 78, bounced up to 83. And I'm like, I'm just amazed that there's so many signals here. And I saw something right off the bat, right here in the plug, put my pinpointer on, went off. I thought this was going to be the target and some part of a cap or something. And I just checked the hole to be sure, and nope, there was a nice tone about 8 inches further down in the hole. And I flipped it up. Now I cleaned it up to save a little bit of time, but just to show you, it picked up that beautiful 57 Denver Mint Mark wheat penny directly underneath that piece of garbage that was in the plug. And yeah, just amazing. I'm just having a ball with this machine. Well, I definitely like this one. It's giving me a 62. Scooped some dirt up on the drop cloth, ran my coil over the hole, said it was still in there. I gave it a little pop and I could see it immediately. Check it out. Very nice. Let's see, it's gonna be a Model T valve stem cover. Oh boy, it's in perfect condition. I mean perfect. That is awesome. Love digging these. And yeah, another old piece that I missed before. Well, I'm about 20-25 feet away from where I got that valve stem cap, and this one was giving me a 63-65. Dug some of the dirt out, then I just started popping it. The machine kept telling me it was still in the hole, so I popped the one sidewall and out came that. Check that out. Yeah, that's going to be an early, I can just tell by the shape of it. Haven't touched it, but it's that's an early Model T ignition key. Old Ford key. Oh yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah. Now actually this might be a later key, but it's definitely an old Ford key, that's for sure. But isn't that awesome? Excellent, excellent find. And I'll get back home. I think I'm just getting so hot and sweaty right now I can't even think straight. So I want to say this might be actually 40s, 50s right in there. But that is an awesome piece. Well, it kind of moved up along the driveway here. I got a huge surprise. Trying to remember, it was in the 80s, the signal. I didn't think much of it. It was repeatable both ways. It might have been 92. Threw a little bit of dirt up on the drop cloth, and look, to my surprise, that's silver dime. I can't believe it. So let's pluck it and see what it is. Oh, check it out. Mercury. Wow. Oh, I tell you. Oh, it's a beauty too. Let me go ahead and spray it off. My first silver with the Equinox 900. Ooh, last week I got my first Indian. I have a little trouble with the sweat in my eyes. I think it's a 43. I'm sure you can tell. A lot better than I can right now. Wow, how about that? Oh, it's beautiful too. Looks like a Philadelphia. Wow. I'll tell you what, I'm definitely going to be revisiting a lot of my old spots with this new machine. Well, I am definitely having a ball out there using the 900, and I am so excited because it's nice to have a machine that you can go back to all your old spots and hopefully pull some interesting things from them. And here's a look at all the interesting things that I pulled from this old spot during this episode. Well, I hope you all have an incredible 4th of July holiday weekend. And I, for one, am going to be out there spending it finding America. And in celebration of the 247th birthday of our great nation, I have some awesome history coming up in just a few seconds, so don't go anywhere just yet. And remember, it's history that makes a find a treasure, and I can't wait to see you back here next week on Finding America.